Lusaka City, of course, has been a very interesting place to be at, looking at bills you have to meet, looking at just primarily economic situations. As a young person, there is, of course, a lot required for you to meet the bills. And, of course, if you are in school, even extra charges, of course, to look at just to be able to maintain and live up to the standard that you want. Young people, of course, are seen to be, lingering around drinking places every weekend, chilangamoli and all of those things. But looking at the whole aspect of development or developing your society is what, of course, we'll be looking at today on the link on the Powers of Television. I will be speaking to Yande Mutinta Changala, of course, a young lady who's pretty much into social development as well as just ideally communication and external relations in this regard. To just walk us through some of the highlights and, of course, some of the events she's been through and ultimately how she's making it through and seeing that the world and Zambia and her society is developing, of course, in the right direction in that very regard. So, of course, for more of that and that conversation, do stick around as I talk to Yande right on this very platform. Don't go away. You mentioned that there's an aspect of voluntary and internship. Not many pay for internship or voluntary. Of course, remuneration every now and then for transport allowances. But now that we've got this whole aspect of unemployment in the country, coupled, of course, with the kind of work you're into, picking up garbage, making or recycling, going into the streets and making sure that there are trees planted, there isn't much money coming through. Are young people ready to indulge in such kind of activities as you are?
I always have a belief system that money comes from passion. The more you're passionate about something, the more you become very innovative about how you're going to make profit out of it. So I think when young people start following a passion, especially in light with development, there are many organizations that started out as voluntary organizations that are now making money because either they'll find money through grants or partnering with other organizations internationally. But I do believe through passion, we make money.
Quick, of course, that is Yande Mutinta Changala. Of course, has very interesting background. Moving forward, of course, you know that there's at least 17 SDG goals to be met, and that, of course, is where you can fit in whichever spectrum, of course, in respect, whether you could be in transportation, whichever you need to find yourself in that regard. And of course, as you are endeavoring in that, money will follow you. As she says, passion and ideas, of course, will definitely attract money for you. In that regard, ladies and gentlemen, we conclude for this particular episode on the couch. Still watching the Powers of Television. The link is back in studios for now.